Hi, my name is Colby Sharp. I'm a fifth grade teacher in Michigan. Welcome to my channel where we try to help kids fall in love with reading. If you are new here, please subscribe to the channel so you can be notified anytime we're talking about new books or different ways to get kids excited about and to grow as readers. Today, I'm going to be talking about my 3 reading goals for 2024. And this was the very first thing that I shared with my fifth graders when they came back from school for winter break, because I wanted to show them how I set some reading goals and help them set some reading goals as we head into the second half of the school year. My first reading goal for the year is to read more nonfiction. And this is actually something that a lot of my fifth graders want to do as well. But I don't read a ton of nonfiction in terms of like books written for kids. I love middle grade fiction so much. I read so much realistic fiction for kids, but I don't read a lot of nonfiction. And I told my fifth graders that the reason that I want to read more middle grade nonfiction, young adult nonfiction, is because 2 of my favorite books from 2023 were nonfiction books. The Mona Lisa Vanishes, Impossible Escape. These books, I could not stop turning pages. They were fascinating. They were amazing. They were captivating. I wanted to tell everyone about what I was learning in these books, and I have tried to get so many different people to read these books. So I talked to them about how when you try something new, sometimes you find a little spark as a reader and you want to just devour more and more content like that. So reading goal number 1 for me is to read more nonfiction. Number 2, second reading goal is to get back to reading historical fiction. For the longest time, when I first really got back into reading a lot of children's literature in the early days of my teaching career, I just couldn't stop reading historical fiction, whether it was Rita Williams Garcia, her book One Crazy Summer, or Jennifer Holmes' Our Only May Amelia, or Kirby Larson's Hattie Big Sky. I was just hooked. I could not get enough historical fiction. It actually has felt like maybe since the pandemic, I've been reading more realistic fiction and kind of left behind the historical fiction. But 3 of the books that I read recently, Across So Many Seas by Ruth Behar, Heroes by Alan Gratz, Uprising by Jennifer Nielsen. These were 3 of my favorite books that I read the last few months, and I loved them. I was so interested in them. The topics that they were about, I was Googling things, trying to learn more about those time periods. I felt like these stories just made me so interested, and I was so intrigued. And when I wasn't reading them, I was thinking about those books, and I wanted to pick them up and read more and more and more. So that was the second reading goal that I shared with my fifth graders today that I have as a reader. And my third reading goal is I want to reread the Amulet series, because the final book, book 9, is coming out. And this series has been around for, I think, 15 years. So it's almost my entire teaching career has been with amulets. But it has been a handful of years since I read these. So I want to reread them before the 9th book comes out. I actually want to reread them with my kindergarten and 3rd grade sons, because I want to see, because I think they're going to really like them based on what they like. I think it would be really fun to read them all and then read the 9th book when they come out. So hopefully my 5th graders were able to see that sometimes we set reading goals to push ourselves and to try things that we haven't read a ton. Sometimes a reading goal might be to revisit stuff a series that we like, maybe even look at a series that we used to read a lot, but we've kind of gone away from. I wanted them to see goals can be lots of different things. And then in class, we set some reading goals. And I was really focused with them on either reading more, or reading a certain type of book, or finishing a series or something. I really wanted it to be based on their reading lives. I really didn't want it to be a lot of times I think when we're setting reading goals with kids, it's my goal is to identify 2 main ideas in a text, which is something that we do in class, but I really don't think that's a reading goal that any kid wants to set. I don't think any kid who's trying to grow as a reader, who's falling in love with reading, who already loves reading, or maybe who hasn't found a love of reading, is really thinking about those kind of goals. So those are more, to me, feel like teacher goals and ways that I can help them with the skills that they need to be successful as readers. But I really want them to take ownership of their reading. I don't want reading to be something that is just owned by the school. So we worked on that. A lot of kids were setting wonderful goals, like wanting to try nonfiction. Maybe they read a biography the first semester and they're I really like that. I want to read more biographies. One kid was I really like baseball, but I haven't really taken that passion that I have for this activity and read books about it. So I want to learn more about it through that. And I was just so intrigued by their choices and excited to see their reading goals, and I'm looking forward to supporting them with their goals and to sharing them my journey with my reading goals. I hope that you're having a great year of reading as we kick things off, and that you're setting some goals to help yourself have just live the best reading life that you can possibly live. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Colby Sharp. I hope you have an awesome-tastic